a lot of times when we are single, I'm sorry. Let me talk about Marshall. When I was single, before I allowed God to really lead and guide me in that dating scene, before God told me to stop dating, I used to always envy or look at other couples and other relationships and like, God, why I can't have that? God, I want that. You know, he is so funny. He's so cute. He love on her. And I want this and I want that. Based on what you see on the outward appearance. For instance, prime example. A young lady actually told me today that a friend of hers and her husband will always post these wonderful pictures on Facebook, how much they love each other, encouraging each other, you know, how much they're blessing each other, right? And guess what? Now he's in jail because he tried to kill her. So that's why a lot of people always say, this is not a Facebook, this is Facebook. You never know what you're coveting, especially when you're looking out. You don't know what's going on in that relationship, in that house. So you got to be very careful when you're coveting or when you're desiring somebody else in their relationship. I think we said this before. When you're looking at a couple or you're looking at a relationship and you're asking God for that thing, you never know if you're asking for a curse or a blessing, because you never know how that relationship started. And just because it looks one way, may not be what it actually seems.
That perception ain't no joke, isn't it?
It's no joke. People deceive and lie all the time.
Yes,
that's why people can't sometimes get with our relationship and our transparency, because we too honest. We too open. We tell y'all everything. Y'all know when we mad. Y'all know when we sad. Y'all know when we going through. We done told you guys about the good, bad, and the ugly.
Y'all know when you're horny.
But a lot of couples won't do that. Right. A lot of relationships won't show you that part. They want you to think that they're all perfect and everything is fine. Let me tell y'all something. Marriage is not always happy ever after.
Thank you.
Especially when there's not a God that's orchestrating the marriage.
Say it again.
Even when there is a God, you still have challenges.
Yep.
Can you imagine when there's not a God? You're going to have challenges on top of struggles.
Absolutely.
So be very careful, because our heart could be in the right place, but our intentions could be wrong at the same time.
Yep.
Does that make sense? You may see a couple and you say, you know what, that's God. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones where you wish it was you, or why God, that kind of relationship can't happen to me.
Why can't I have that same relationship?
Yeah, and we see these relationships in Hollywood. We see these relationships on the big screen.
It's a good
relationship. And you think it's all of that in the bag of chips, and in your heart, even if you don't say it verbally, in your heart, you're wishing and you're praying, I wish that was me. But you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You don't know if there's abuse. You don't know if there's depression. You don't know if there's adultery going on. You don't know what's going on. So be careful what you're asking for in somebody else's relationship. Ask God, give me what is due to me. God, give me what you've created for me. Because everyone can't handle a Marshall. Everyone can't handle a Vito. Everyone can't handle you. But God has the one who can handle you the way that you can be handled in regards to receiving all of you. So don't ever think that because you see somebody else's relationship and it's all of that and it's awesome. Be very careful. Be very careful what you're covering. Be very careful, because it may not be what it seems. I've seen relationships. People think they're perfect. But I'm on the other side knowing they need some intercession. They need some prayer. But when they come out in the world, everything looks fine.
Right.
And people think, and then when something happens, it's like, I would have never known. Oh my God, I thought they were perfect. Y'all, every relationship is not going to show you the truth all the time. What we do here is rare. People don't like to open up their closets and show you all of their skeletons. You won't see that on the big screen unless they're acting. Does that make sense? Am I making some sense to you? Because you never know. Is that something that may be hindering you from the one that God has for you because you're trying to get somebody else's somebody? Even if it's not the person, you want the delusion of what you see to become a reality for you. Does that make sense? To be careful, because you don't know the foundation of what you're envying, and you don't know the foundation of what you wish you think you could have. Even when you say, I like him because he's so funny. Oh my God, I know she must be an awesome, wife because she's always, you don't know what's going on behind the closed doors, y'all. I'm telling you, it's not always perfect. She said, that's why I listen to you guys, because you guys keep it real.
Well, when you talk about yourself, you can't help but keep it real.
When we talk about our testimony,
talk about ourselves and put ourselves out there. I mean, we're telling you the truth about the things of what we go through and what we experience. And those are to me personally, a person who's not afraid to do that is a person who truly understands and they are comfortable with their assignment. They are truly, they have yield totally to God. Because they're not concerned about what people think about them. They're not concerned about how people look at them or what people may say about them. They don't care about that because they know the ultimate goal is to be a help to others and protect people from going through the same thing, or for those who are going through those things to help them to how to maneuver and navigate while you're in it. So that's the true love that God puts in a person or put in vessels, who truly loves people. But when you have those who truly, they're very skeptical on sharing their personal life or what they're going through or their challenges or the things of what they face, they're really, in actuality, that's not really chosen and called by God, because you're not afraid at all. You're not afraid about how people are going to look at you. Why? Because you get beyond your own personal feelings of what people may say about you or what they may think about you. You look at that your main purpose is to share with them because you don't want them to go down the same road that you've gone down. You don't want them to experience what you experienced. You want to try to save them from that. Right. So the true children or the true vessels who truly are chosen by God, they're not afraid. Very authentic, very absolutely. Yeah. You be yourself, authentic self. And that comes from your comfortability and your ooh, that was good. The comfortability of what's the word I'm trying to use? Assurance of who you are. Insurance of who you are.
Listen, matter of fact, somebody actually emailed, I forgot to tell you this. Someone actually emailed and said that Vito and I were their relationship goals. And I was like, boo, what? Let me tell you something.
Somebody say that for real?
Yes. And I said, and maybe she was meaning, being, led by the Holy Spirit. Hopefully that's what she was meaning. But a lot of times that hashtag is based on what people think or what they feel is going on based on an Instagram post or based on some pictures that was posted on social media. You're right. You got to be very careful talking about somebody's relationship goals. You don't know what the goals are when you're asking that question about, I want them to be my relationship goals. I wouldn't ask for that because I don't know what's going on behind those social medias.
But also people don't know who they are. When people have, like, say for instance, when we got married and God connected us together, we never said we wanted to be like any couple. I don't ever remember us ever talking amongst each other and saying, I want our marriage to be like this, or I want our marriage to be like that. That's because when we came into this connection, it was God connected. So we were already content on being whatever God wanted us to be in this marriage. So we were very comfortable with whatever God chose, because the foundation started off with God being the one that chose us for each other. So when you are, and the difference between that versus someone who's saying that they want their relationship to be, founded or established on a Vito and Marshall relationship,
or a celebrity,
or
another one.
That is still fleshly, really fleshly influence. It is just to share with you the realness of what we go through and the process of what we go through and how God brings us out of these certain things and elements and situations and storms and trials that we experience. We don't mind sharing that because we know that's part of our assignment and process.
It's
no
a
pun
process
intended.
life.
But it's a process
Pun
of what
intended.
we do. Well, pun intended. It's a process of what we go through, so we don't mind sharing that. That's just in my heart, and I strongly believe that. But maybe, that's why he tells us not to covet not. And that's still one of the commandments that he tells us not to do. That commandment has not went to the grave. That's still one of those commandments that he really upholds to a higher standard. Covet not thy neighbor's wife. You heard that commandment? Covet not thy neighbor's wife. Don't covet what someone else has, because you don't know what that person has gone through in order to obtain it. And not only that, you don't even know whether or not if it was God connected or God connected or what. So you can be jealous of something what the enemy put together. I'm just saying.